Hey guys, it is round 4 of the Trans Tasman. Welcome to the new place. I moved, so maybe this video is a bit shorter because of data. I don't have Wi-Fi yet, hopefully quick. But yeah, getting into the games, the first one is the Crusaders versus the Force. In olden days, it's probably easy to predict this one. How the competition has went as well, probably easy to go as well. Only one Australian team has won out of the 15 games so far. The two teams made a couple of changes. There's a lot of notable changes in the Crusaders team. Up front, Tamati Williams, he comes in at number 1. The Force, they bring in a change in their front row as well, with Kaitu'u coming in the hooker position. I think that's a very, very big improvement for them because Reddy struggled at line-out time last week throwing the ball in. Robertson and Medrano, very strong front row combination there up against Williams and Ala Latoa there. Taylor, the very good hooker, he will front up against Kaitu'u in this situation. Thrush at number 4 versus Scott Barrett, also a big battle there. Scott Barrett, he hasn't been the best form, not like he's been in previous years, but still the captain of the side. Dunshire comes in at number 5 up against Tamani. Then in the loose forwards is also a big battle with Koteka and Lee Warner, and Cullen, he's getting his first start for the Force. Up against Douglas and Havili Talatui. Cullen Grace, he's really hitting a bit of form again this time of the year. Thomas Kubali at number 9 versus Bryn Hall. Bryn Hall coming off of the bench, switching with Drummond. The big change for the Crusaders, the guy that scores basically half of their points every week. Last week, I think he scored like 30 odd points. Fergus Burke, he comes in for Mahunga, who is a big absentee for the side. Miotti, the Argentinian number 10, is a brilliant player as well. Since he's getting starts with Kobeli, they've just been playing a lot better. So I think that's going to be a big battle there. I think Miotti might have the upper hand between the two. Then we get at number 12, David Avili. They will welcome him back. He does improve the side a bit there. Godwin, he's also been very good at number 12 for the Force. Kuridrani, also back on the starting team. Last week he came back from his suspension off of the bench. Braden Eno, he is earmarked to start this week. Last week he also should have started, but he was pulled out at the last second. That means Fainga Anuku, he is starting at 11 this week, not at 13. Kahui, he also moves from 13 to 11. So it's two big guys at 11 for both sides. Both of them probably center-ish players. Matahele, he's at number 14 for the Crusaders up against Pulu. And then Will Jordan, very, very good try scorer. He did it last week again. He's up against Strachan. The Force, they are missing Rob Carney, the experienced Irishman at the back. He failed his HIA last week and he is not recovered yet for this game. The two benches are pretty strong for both teams as well. The Force front row is a bit stronger in my opinion with Reddy, Wagner and Holmes. I'm getting so used to saying those three together because they are really building a partnership together there. Vela last week made his debut for the side. Tuunga Fasi and then Oliver Jaeger, also regular players on the bench. Romano, the veteran lock in number 19 versus Macaulay. Tim Anstey, the quick loose forward up against Tom Sanders, who's also back for the Crusaders. They will welcome him back because he was in brilliant form before getting injured. Ian Pryor playing his 100th game this week, his 100th Super Rugby game. Drummond, the number 9 replacement for the Crusaders. McLeod and then Mackay, I almost forgot he plays for the Crusaders, not being played much. McIntyre and then Oloafela rounding out the benches. Guys, getting to the prediction, the bookies have the Crusaders to win by 30 points. The Force haven't won against the Crusaders away from home ever. I don't think it's going to be 30 points though. The Crusaders, they took out one of their most important players, which was Mahunga. He does instigate a lot of their play. Reese is also not in the side. A guy like Whitelock is also not there. So I do think the Crusaders will still win it, but I think it's going to be closer. I think Crusaders to win it by 15 points. Let's get into the next one, which is the Reds versus the Blues. It is the purple encounter. Getting to the front row of the Blues, yeah, you can see the Reds, they didn't change anything. The front row of the Blues, they brought in Tuunga Fasi, another All Black to that squad. They have a lot of All Blacks playing this week around. Tuina Kwafi is the other prop for them, also All Black, up against Futa Ahika and Tupou. Tupou and Tuna Kwafe, I think that's going to be a big battle. Tupou has won a lot of scrums this season so far. Painga Mosa versus Eklund at the hooker position. Then we have in the second row also a big inclusion with Tuipulotu being back from his injury. There's been a couple of weeks where he's now been on the bench, but now he's back. He's the captain of the side again. Joining Kauli Tuotu, good to see he's still in the team. Just shifting from 4 to 5. I wanted to see if they're going to retain him in the side because he's been good for them so far this season. Ryan Smith and Salakai Lotto. Salakai Lotto actually last week looked in good form. I've said it a couple of times so far where I've said he's not been so good, but last week it looked like he played pretty well. Then we have Tom Robinson, Big Red versus Scott Young. Both of them in good form. Both of them hard runners of the ball. Both of them like getting the ball out wide. Dalton Papali'i versus Liam Wright are going to fight for the ball at breakdown time. Akira Ioane finally gets a start again. Every time he gets a start, I'm just so happy to see he is there because he's just been one of the best loose forwards for the Blues. Harry Wilson, he's also been in good form in this Trans Tasman, really getting the ball flowing a little bit more as well, getting a couple of offloads as well. Finley Christie versus McDermott, he's also been in good form. McDermott always should be watched around the fringes. Otere Black versus James O'Connor. Jock has also been in good form this season, good at goal kicking. He's managing his side very well, and since being the captain of the team, now co-captain of the team, he's really been so good for the team, having more responsibility. TJ Fayane, he plays against Henry, who made his debut last week. Didn't play too badly for them. TJ Fayane, he's a bit of a hard runner for the team. Rico Ioane, a very quick guy going up against Paisami, who will want to run up on him and get a big tackle. Paisami, he likes breaking the line of defense and rushing up to cut out quick guys like him, so I can expect that happening a couple of times. Out wide, there's exciting talent for the Reds. They have Daigunu and Vunivalu. Both of them have been good. Daigunu, last week he was searching work all over the park. Vunivalu, he just every week he looks like he is getting more and more acquainted to the game. Mark Talia, he's very exciting. He is difficult to get down. Every week you struggle to get him down. Bryce Heem and then Sullivan is the other two back three players for the Blues. Hegarty rounding out the Reds' back three. The benches for the two teams, the Blues, their bench is probably a little bit stronger if you do look at it. The Reds, they have Nasser, Zander and Nongo. The Blues, they have Vakina, Hodgman and Laulala, who have started a couple of games this season as well. So not a bad front row to bring on for them. Pierce and Sututu, both of them are good as well, especially Sututu. I just think Ioane has kind of outplayed him so far. Angus Blythe, good to see him back on the Reds' side as well this week around, because I don't know what happened, but he's not playing a lot of rugby this year. Saravi, he's also back for the team, replacing the youngster in number 21. Jonathan Ruru always adds a bit of speed to the game when he comes on. Harry Plummer is the number 10/12 replacement, and then AJ Lamb on number 23. Hamish Stewart, who started a lot of games, is on number 22, and then Droa Sese at number 23. Guys, getting into the prediction, the bookies are saying it can be close and can go any way. They are saying Blues by 8 points, but the Blues haven't won in Queensland since 2010. I do think it probably could go either way. It's difficult here. I think the Reds could snatch it. I'm going to say Reds to win it by 2 points, but you never know. Let me know your prediction for the two games down in the comments below. Also, check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel, and then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.